This is George Dionne of the Rock is George podcast, and this is a KNAC.com exclusive interview with vocalist Guernica Mancini of the Swedish hard rock act, The Gems. Today we're talking about The Gems' upcoming sophomore album called Year of the Snake. It comes out on March 13th through Napalm Records. How soon after the release of Phoenix did you three start writing for Year of the Snake?
I think we started writing straight away. That summer, if I don't, I have a hard time remembering now, but I think we started pretty much like let's say like 6 months after,
Okay.
because we already knew that we wanted to release an album. Well, the idea was to release the album 2025. So we really worked, try to be very efficient and have everything ready for it to be out 2025, but then things happened and now it's going to be out in early 2026, which is fine. But it would have been cool to have like an album with just 1 year in between. But yeah, that was the ambition we had, but it didn't pan out, but almost.
Well, I would imagine going into your second album might have been a little more laid back, a little more stressful. You're no longer a new band per se. You've shown that you can put out your own album, and it's a great album. I would imagine these sessions were a little more comfortable than the sessions for the first album.
I mean, yeah, I guess. Yes, absolutely. I mean, well, having Phoenix behind us, we knew what kind of songs we were needing, because our goal is to be a great live band, and we had been performing Phoenix the entire album, mixing in some other stuff, but it was very clear to us that we needed a certain type of song. Like we're missing like some more faster, upbeat songs or more like energetic mid-tempo songs, and so when we started writing the album, that was our main focus, to like what kind of stuff do we need live. And then the other thing kind of just fell into place. But yeah, it wasn't as stressful, but it at the end it just turned out to be very stressful. I think that's kind of how it seems like that's just how it is. How it doesn't matter how much you plan, or you're doing your utmost to be on time, and it always kind of just like, oh my God, we have 10 more things to do, and it's just one, like it's just stressful.
Well, in my opinion, Year of the Snake has a big 80s vibe, very energetic, high production values. And I speak with a lot of different Swedish-based bands, and 80s seems to influence a lot of them. Was this a conscious effort to kind of attack this release in sort of 80s vibe in mind?
It wasn't a conscious thing at all. It just happened to become that, because every time we were gonna write a song, we had like, oh, we want to create our own jump, or Hot for Teachers. So it's always like Van Halen being like the guiding star, and then you put in some Kiss in there. So that's just how it happened. And also, and maybe that's a Swedish thing, but when we do write songs, we do like big hooks and very catchy songs. So the 80s kind of, that goes hand in hand, kind of those like really, those crafted songs for radio basically, or whatever, however you would say that. But so yeah, and then we really like the big production, and our producer is very much into that kind of stuff. So yeah, yeah, it's very 80s.
Do you and Mona and Emily have a chance to write and record together? Does everybody do their parts and it gets put together by the producer?
On this album, we recorded everything separately. Yeah, it was a time situation. Everyone was busy with other things, so we had to just go into the studio with the producer ourselves. But we had really great pre-production made that we had made before. So yeah, we all knew what we were gonna do when we went into the studio.
So let's talk about the album's title track itself, Year of the Snake. You mentioned the album was supposed to come out in 2025, which
Yeah,
is the Year of the Snake, but
yeah,
it'll actually come out in the Year of the Horse. But that's all right. That's
exactly.
semantics. Tell me a little bit about this track and why you chose it to be the centerpiece of the album and name of the album.
Well, the name of the well, let me start with the song. The song we decided to be the title. I mean, it had the title of the album that we had already decided, obviously, and it kind of. God, I'm tired now. My brain is like, brrr. But it has all the themes of the Year of the Snake with changing and evolution of yourself and all that stuff and shedding your skin. So obviously, it was important for us to put that out as the main single in the Year of the Snake, obviously, just so to make it clear, like why we're doing, like the story behind everything. And then the that we chose the Year of the Snake as the album name, and also the when we wrote this song is a lot because Mona and Emily are both born in the Year of the Snake. And Phoenix we released on my birthday, the 26th of January. So now we wanted to have something more personal with the girls. So being that when we started writing for the album, the Year of the Snake was coming up, that was something that we were like, that's a cool idea. Let's work with that. So that's how that happened.
I think you also embrace the traits of the Year of the Horse because that's about energetic things and dynamic things. And that's what we talked
Yeah,
about and how this album plays out.
yeah, definitely.
My favorite track from the album, this one I cannot get it out of my head, is Gravity. Why don't you tell me a little bit about the meaning behind this one?
Well, when Mona presented this idea of this song, and the idea is to we wanted to have something over the top, very. I don't know if you say this in English, but hybris. Do you know what that is? Like hybris or like
Hubris, yeah.
hubris. That's how you say it in English. So we wanted something that was so over the top and like ooh, just the most confident you'll ever be. That was like the idea of that song. And be ridiculous. And like we do in the video, like we're not making fun of the 80s, but we're really playing with the like over the top everything. It's very like I guess the kids would say cringe. But we that was an active choice that we made because we enjoy that kind of humor. But um that was the main theme of the song. And then we always like writing songs about, chasing your dreams. And we like to have a positive theme on most things. Like even the tougher subjects, we want to try to incorporate some hopefulness and positivity. So yeah, that's how Gravity happened. And we're very happy that Tom Johansson wanted to sing on it.
Whose idea was it to bring him in?
Mine, I think, because I met him last year when we did a song together, and I'm always thinking, I have a very much like ADHD, ADD brain. So when we met, I kind of asked him straight away, like, would you be interested in doing something with us, if we have something? And then he was like, yeah, sure. Like he's the nicest guy ever. So when we had the songs ready, we were like, okay, Gravity would be perfect as a duet, and he has the range to do it. I mean, he's an amazing singer, so I asked him, and he said yes, and yeah, and we're just grateful that he did it because we really just want to try to work with nice, like super talented, but also very humble and nice people, and he's definitely one of those.
He's done some great work with Majestica. Actually, the Christmas album they did was killer.
I haven't even checked it out. I need to check that out.
Another single that you have out is Live and Let Go. I would classify this as a motivational song.
Yeah.
How do you look at it?
The same. I mean, I think that's the theme on a lot of our songs, like um, allowing yourself to be who you are and going your own way. Like that's huge. I think And we really want to inspire, because you notice, or we've noticed a lot, like people are scared of actually taking the steps of changing your life and doing whatever makes them happy and chasing the dreams. And we definitely know that it's tough because we've pursued music our entire adult life, and it's not the easiest route to take, absolutely not, but it's made us, we're very satisfied and happy, and we would wish that for everyone, that they at least dare to try. So that's, yeah, live and let go, like, yeah. And that's a lot of the songs that we have.
Another track that you've released ahead of the album is Hot Bait. I can't say I've ever heard of the term. I don't know.
No, we made that up.
Okay. I was looking it up and I'm like, well, maybe this is something that younger people say, but
no.
tell me a little bit about what Hot Bait is, and is it based on a real person?
It's not based on a necessarily a real person, but definitely real incidents in our life as single, when we still were single ladies on tour and stuff. Because it's obviously about one night stands. And we did want to have, we wanted to have fun with the lyrics, like writing a like a more cheeky song or whatever. And like the sentence, the when the stars align, that we used to joke and say that to each other if we ever were fortunate enough to score. So yeah, we made up Hot Bait because, yeah, obviously the lyrics are very like, it's, you could think we're talking about food, and that's how we wanted it to be. So it's like a little, it's cheeky, and you have to make, figure it out.
Does an all-female group have groupies much like an all-male group would?
No,
No.
no, no. It's like you're joining a convent. Like that's how it's bad. But I mean, for whatever guys out there, I mean, all girls, and I think you want to be approached respectfully and nice. But I think the difference between female musicians and men is that, and I don't want to offend anyone, but what I've seen so far, it seems like our standards are a little higher. So we don't want to just hook up with someone that looks up to us. Like that's not enough. Like you actually want to have a conversation and click, and even if it's just for a night, you at least want to have a good vibe, not just that superficial, like, oh, she thinks I'm so cool, like, like that's not enough for most girls. So then it becomes weird because you want to hook up with an equal, not,
I agree.
yeah.
I think the whole groupie thing probably played itself out in the 80s and 90s, but we still associate it with rock.
Yeah, exactly. We do. And I think in subgenre, like the people are still living like the 80s thing. I think there's some around still.
Sure. Absolutely.
What I've seen.
So you always perform great ballads, no matter what you're singing on, and Forgive and Forget is another great ballad. Why don't you tell me a little bit about that one?
Well, it was something that I had been thinking about quite a lot, just like the sentence of like, well, forgiveness, like to actually forgive someone and forget and move on is actually, well, for me, it's very tough. Like it's so much harder. Like I can forget, but I usually don't. I can forgive, but I tend to not forget. You know what I mean? So that was kind of the idea. And then we wrote it all together. And yeah, I think a lot of people can relate to that theme of like, because it could be a family member, it could be a friend, it could be anything. I love like an ex or whatever. It's just hard to move on sometimes when you've gotten hurt. Yeah.
Exactly. It's and you're absolutely right. It's the forget part that's tough to get over. Yeah, you could forgive, but it's always in the back of your head.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that I guess the wish is to be able to forgive and forget, because then a lot of negative things that you're carrying around would just disappear, and it would be so much nicer for oneself to be able to do that. But it's it's a work in progress. I'm not quite there 100% yet, but that's the goal.
Another single that you guys have, you actually released a lot of singles from this album, and
Yeah.
we're still another month or so before it comes out. Firebird.
Mhm.
I'm not great at deciphering lyrics. That's why I always ask the artist what they're thinking about. I feel like this is something about that money isn't everything.
Yeah, definitely. We when we wrote it, we were really frustrated with we've had a lot of bad experience with management and just people around us that try to take advantage of us. And then also like the state of the world, like we don't need billionaires, like it's so unnecessary. So we meshed all that up, and or at least we don't feel like that's a necessary, like that 1% is not necessary. So yeah, we wrote a song not preaching but more informative, like if you listen to the lyrics, maybe you could, consider that greed is not great.
Right? And money doesn't always buy happiness.
No, absolutely not. So it would be nice if more people, if we started thinking more about that. So yeah.
So the Gems are going to be heading out on the Slithering Through Europe spring tour with
Yeah,
King
such a
Zebra.
ridiculous name.
Nah, it's clever. It goes with the
Thank
whole
you.
80s vibe. It really does.
Thank you.
It's going to run through March and April. You must be excited to get back out on the road and play the new material.
Yeah, I'm super excited. And we're rehearsing every week now, so it's really nice to actually see these songs come together in a live setting. It's really fun. And like I said, we wrote these songs for them to work live. So that's even, it's exciting to be able to have so many songs to choose from too when we write a new set list. So yeah, I'm really excited. I haven't played live since the 6th of December, so I'm like really eager to get out there and play. And we're doing the first show in Stockholm on the 13th of March. So the release day, we have a little release gig in Stockholm. So I'm super excited.
Are you going to split the set as in half Phoenix, half You're the Snake, or still undecided?
Uh, I think we're mixing it in. Like I mean, this is an ongoing conversation that we're having, but we ended up deciding that we're gonna do the full album and then mix in a few of the singles from Phoenix, at least in the beginning, because we want to try all the songs live for then to be able to say like, oh, this doesn't really work live or not. Plus, it's kind of it's like a kind of like a cocky thing to be able to play your whole album. A lot of people don't do it, never, and we want to be known as a band that can.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Do you play any songs live from your previous band?
Well, not anymore. We did last year when we had shows that were 90 minutes or 75-minute shows. We've added some of the songs, but the fun thing that I started noticing, I think by the summertime and then throughout the whatever after summer, I noticed that people were more excited about our songs, which was really nice to see. That initially, when we started off, when we were playing "Driving in Style," everyone is like, "Well, like they know that song." But then now it's kind of more. It's not as exciting anymore. It's like they get more excited to hear Phoenix, and that's exactly how we wanted it to be. And I'm very proud of the songs that we wrote together in the old band, but it's really nice to be able to just kind of exit, like just have them be something that we sprinkle on sometimes. If someone asks for it, I mean, maybe in the future we can, but we want to try to just play our songs.
You mentioned the last time that you played live was back in December. The last time you and I talked, Phoenix was just about to be released. You hadn't
Mhm.
toured yet. And then I saw that you were just playing all over the place. So
Yeah.
how was the first big run as the Gems?
It was great. I feel like I really like we did the 5-week tour, which was crazy. It was super intense. But it was a great it was a great thing for us to go out there and really see how it is, how people, take to the jams. But the festivals were amazing. I think that we did Sweden Rock that same summer, 2024, and it went really well. So I don't know, I can't complain. It's been really great, and we've gotten really, really good shows, like bookings that have been amazing. Uh, for considering that we are a new name. I mean, we've only been around for 3 years.
True. After the European tour, are you planning to hit the festival circuit throughout the summer?
Yeah. So that's why we're not doing, that's why the tour is only those 2 weeks, because then it starts. Like, we're doing festival, mostly Germany, because that's where we have our audience, most of our audience. But the our ambition is to, after the summer, once we've done the summer festivals, because we're doing one in Spain that is big, Resurrection Fest. That's going to be exciting. And we're doing shows in Sweden, and then more festivals in Germany. But that after summer, we want to do another run, like the part two of the slithering through Europe, and then go to like France, Spain, UK, like all that stuff. So that's kind of being planned as we speak. Yeah.
What are the chances of the US for the gems? I know it's kind of expensive right now for a band on the way up to kind of get over here.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I would love to go there, and I think that our music really, there's a good audience for the music that we do in the States. Um, yeah, it's not financial, like we can't, like there's no chance in hell right now. But you never know what happened. Like, this album could just blow up, and then all of a sudden we're everywhere. So who knows?
Saw a photo on your social media of one of your live shows, and there was a sign backstage that said "No onions on stage." Is that a big problem in the places that you play?
No, I've never seen that before either. That was that German Nikolaus that we played. That was the last show I did. No, we just thought it was so funny. That was such a weird thing, but German humor, I guess.
Now I want to hit the time machine on Guernica Mancini here a little bit. I don't know if it'll be embarrassing. I don't know if we're trying not to mention it, but I know back in 2007, you worked with Black Eyed Peas producer Darryl Swann, and I wanted to know about how you got that opportunity.
Well, that was actually because I studied at Musicians Institute, the school in Hollywood, and I was doing no, I did VIT, the vocal performance program, and then I did the certificate program, which was this called Independent Artist Program. And during that time, I started writing songs, and I had a really great songwriting teacher. Her name is Robin Randall. She actually worked on like Baywatch and stuff. Like, she's really good, and she really encouraged me to, do the songwriting thing, and also like apply to these different competitions in the school. And so they had this one songwriting thing that I ended up winning. Like, I won like the first part of it, where you got to just perform in like a smaller venue at the school. And then the second part was, yeah, the second time I won it, like I won both, I think. No, I did win both. It was playing for these like label reps. And so what you won was that you would get a production with him. So that's how I ended up. At that time, my natural, like, the melodies and things that come natural to me are very blues rock. That's like, I don't even know how, because I don't listen to blues enough for me to be as bluesy as I am. But I guess it's because I like soul and hip hop and R&B and stuff like that. So probably like that's why. But I remember them telling me that I should be more like Pink and do that more like pop thing. But I did end up doing recording a demo with him, and he was super nice. And I think he actually worked at the school a little bit here and there, because MI usually takes in like they want to have people in the industry at the school as inspiration for the students and stuff. So yeah, that was really cool. And I remember, yeah, he was really nice, very down to earth and friendly. So that was a very cool experience.
Was that
And those are
song
the
ever?
things. It's fun that you asked me about that because I'm always like running ahead. Like, so once I've done something, I kind of forget about it, and then I'm moving forward, and I'm kind of like never looking at all my achievements and accomplishments. And that's actually something that I should be very proud of now that I think of it, because I'm always kind of doubting myself as a songwriter. But that's proof that I can do it.
Was that song ever released?
No, I think I put it on my MySpace. It was like
Oh,
back in the day.
okay.
This was in 2009.
Okay. Uh, Another project around that time in 2011, you were
Mm.
the vocalist on Souls on 11, which was
Oh
the
yeah.
group formed by former Megadeth guitarist Jeff Young, who's now in Kings of Trash.
Mm.
Kings of Thrash.
Kings. Was that a Freudian slip or whatever? No, I'm just kidding.
I'll never admit to that. Uh,
Okay.
how did your collaboration with Jeff come about?
Well, he found me. When I was attending MI, he found me on Facebook and contacted me, and I had, to be completely honest, knew nothing about him. And then he was quick to tell me all about his accomplishments and Megadeth and all that stuff. And I mean, who wouldn't say yes to a project like that at that age? You know, you're young, you're new, you want to make it whatever way you can in LA. So, yeah, it was an interesting project for sure. He like told me he would get help me get an artist visa and all these things that never ended up happening. And I think that I don't know him now, but at the time I do believe that he was kind of like stuck where he left. You know, like he was kind of stuck in the 80s thinking that things were being done the same way and the same kind of money in the music industry and stuff like that. So I don't know if he's had like a rude awakening the last few years or not, but yeah, that was not a great situation, but it was one of my definitely it was um it was a good learning experience. That's, I can put it that way. I didn't, yeah, I learned, and I also met some cool people like James. Oh, now I can't remember his last name. But he also played him. He played in Black Label Society, and James Lomenzo I
Lorenzo.
met,
Yeah.
and then also the drummer. We still follow each other on Instagram. The drummer from Bullet Boys, and like I've met a cool people through him, but him and I don't have any connection anymore. And yeah, I'm
Uh,
surprised he's still playing and that people play with him. I
well,
mean, he's a great guitarist, but he's annoying.
well, I mean, honestly, his accomplishment with Megadeth was one album, but
Exactly.
the Kings of Thrash thing is him and former bassist from Megadeth, Dave Ellefson, just basically doing Megadeth songs from that time. And I think they're starting to do some originals and stuff like that, but they basically do like the early Megadeth. That was more like a cover band.
Okay, so maybe a tribute band.
Tribute. That's right. We don't call them
They're
cover.
tributing themselves ish.
Basically.
Yeah. No,
Well,
but yeah.
those are all the questions I have for you today, Guernica. The new Gems album is Year of the Snake. It comes out March 13th on Napalm Records. Every artist says that their latest album is their best. And you know what? Your latest album might just be your best.
Thank you. I do. I feel like it's equally good. I mean, it's an evolution. So yeah, it is the best right now. Yeah. But I'm equally proud of both of them. But
It's not to diminish the first one. It's
yeah,
you've definitely evolved.
yeah, and I think that's what should be happening.
I wish you the best of luck with it, and I want to thank you for telling me more about it today.
Thank you.